Welcome to Mother-Daughter Projects. I'm Steph. I recently bought this candle lantern that can be used for camping, emergency lighting when the power's off, or anytime like me. It has a spring system that just pushes up the candle as it burns. It lasts for about 9 hours. I've been enjoying the glow of the flame, but wanted to make it a little bit more cool with a stand to hold the lantern and some accessories. I started by looking through our scrap pile and found the perfect wood base and 2 metal bars. I placed painter's tape where I wanted to cut the wood. I figured out where I wanted to cut the back metal and the metal from which the lantern will hang. I placed the metal in our bench vise and used our portable bandsaw to cut the metal. This is by far the fastest and easiest way we have found to cut small pieces of metal. I grabbed a file to smooth any rough edges. Then I repeated the process with the other piece of metal. Then I cut the wood down on the miter saw. I tested out the fit and it looks good. I marked where the electric lighter will sit. I placed a 5/8 inch spade bit in our Rockler portable drill guide, which will ensure the hole is perfectly straight. Our drill driver is powering the whole operation from the top. I cleaned up the sawdust and saw a little tear out, but it worked okay because this is a rustic stand. And the lighter fits perfectly. Then I marked where to drill a hole in the metal. I used a 7/32 inch Milwaukee Cobalt drill bit, which is made for cutting through thicker steel. Again, I'm using the drill guide to make sure the holes are perfectly straight. I carefully cleaned up the metal shavings and repeated the process for the other side using a 5/16 inch drill bit. This will be the top where the square metal piece will sit. I carefully cleaned up all the metal shavings. Then I tested the placement of the metal square and figured out where to put the grooves for the items. I used the Dremel with a Dremel carving bit to make simple grooves so the items won't fall off. I repeated the process for both sides. This metal was sticky from a barcode label, so I cleaned it off with WD-40 and a plastic razor blade. I left the WD on for about 5 minutes before scraping it off. Then I cleaned the metal with mineral spirits. This didn't remove the weathered look of the metal, but it just cleaned it up a bit. Then I applied wax to seal the metal, and once that dried, I buffed it with an old t-shirt. I drilled a small pilot hole for attaching the metal to the wood and used our Husky gimbal palm ratchet to drive the hex head screw into place. I made sure the metal was flush with the bottom of the wood to help balance it out as the wood's a little light. With that secure, I went on to place the top metal. I used Loctite super glue and rigged up this little system to let it sit and dry. I actually did this twice. I originally used contact adhesive, but that did not work. If there's any issues with the super glue not holding over time, I'll try to use epoxy like JB Weld. Here's a quick overview of all the tools we use in this project. You can find links to all these tools on our website at motherdaughterprojects.com. Again, that contact adhesive did not work. For the bottom, I added some simple self-adhesive felt. I'm trying out a ceramic blade by the company Slice that I just recently bought and wanted to see if this would cut. Then I cut it out and the ceramic blade worked really well. I pulled off the backing and attached it to the stand. I went with red because I thought it gave a cool little pop of color because you can only see a little bit at the bottom. And everything has its own place and I can easily light the candle and enjoy the glow. I love how the candle lantern looks with the rough pallet wood and aged metal. And if you're wondering when the candle has burned through, I just remove the bottom section and clean up the excess wax, which can be a little cumbersome, but once it's clean, you just put a new candle in and you're ready to go. So how about you? Would you use the candle lantern? Would you use it for camping, for emergencies, or just for every day because it looks cool? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for joining, and if you want to see more projects from us, be sure to hit that subscribe button here on YouTube and click that bell.